Molly, do you want to come on?
Yeah, hi. I'm building a marketplace in the care space as well, so really interested about trust and safety. Um, at what point did you move from kind of cobbling together some best practices, out of your own mind to implementing like a very serious trust and safety, either person or department? What did that growth look like?
Yeah, just kind of an iterative journey like everything else. I mean, we always had trust and safety when it was kind of manual. It was there, but as we grew, we added software to allow for that. We brought in, typical tools like a Turn or Checker and things like that. Um, But what ended up happening is we had this compliance team. It's a requirement. So we were way ahead of a typical marketplace because Medicare has all of these rules. Like in the Bloomberg article, it calls out that we had 1,500 complaints. I mean, that is like we have way more complaints than that. That's required to track those complaints, even when they're wrong. They're like, even one man said he was George Washington. My reply was, maybe he was George Washington. Um, so in any case, we ended up adding a true trust and safety leader just when our incident happened, which was actually about 7 months before um, the Bloomberg article, which we later found out never even happened. And so there's this kind of like natural thing that is this painful thing, but as you get big, you become a target and they're going to write about you something bad. Um, because though I don't want any incidents, millions of visits with one incident is like a miracle. And so I think, to be honest, we had this natural safe element, which was like younger people naturally want, mostly, not everyone, but even like drug dealers are going to be nice to the grandma on the corner on the street for the most part. And I think the organic element of our business protected us for the longest time and probably blinded us to some of the issues because we checked the background. This guy that had the incident, it was a clean background. But background checks are inherently flawed when you're in thousands and thousands of counties and they're using outdated software. And so we had actually built our own anomaly tracking system, kind of similar to what PayPal did. We actually brought in the head of trust and safety from formerly from PayPal to help us like redesign it and have him do a deep examination of all of our processes and say, what is going wrong? And he comes back and saying, Pub is the number one most complex marketplace he's ever dealt with, when comparing to Airbnb and Uber. And so it's really not like stop and do everything to understand this thing. You're going to have millions of problems building a company, and you got to really understand, like from a ranking perspective, how to go about them one at a time. Because if you try to do them all at the same time, you're not. None of them are going to be good. They're all going to be broken. If you try to do one at a time, which we do now, still one thing at a time at Papa, we have one roadmap. Everyone does it, one at a time. But then you're not doing stuff, and so those trade-offs could be pretty hard when you're at the beginning. It's like, do I fill this visit? Do I quadruple check the background check? You know, do I allow this person that had a parking ticket in 1997 to come onto the platform? So there's a lot of ideological thinking that goes into it. We ended up actually removing those people, which kind of sucks. They're probably good people, but we had to put uh, our scrutiny at a higher level. So the short answer is, I think it's iterative. I mean, it depends on the core of your service. Like you may want to think about bringing certain things in sooner. If you're in the home, you have to be safe. And we took it seriously from the beginning. It's just at a certain point, you're going to get called out.